Welcome to the second part of our new series called Ready-to-Go. We're back out in the open again looking for some new adventures. Today, we're gonna go surfing in Alibaug.
Getting to Alibaug from Pune isn't that hard. All you gotta do is drive to the end of the expressway, take the exit for Khopoli, and then head towards the coast. From Khopoli, the shortest route to Alibaug would be via Pen and Poynard. But that route is extremely bad and is filled with a lot of heavy truck traffic. Instead, it's better to take a slightly longer route via Pali, which then turns around and hits Poynard. The road is smooth and winding and makes for quite an enjoyable drive. The redi-Go is comfortable cruising on the expressway and on the smaller national highways as well. After Poynard though, the road deteriorates. However, the redi-Go's comfortable suspension soaks up all the bumps. The redi-Go may be a city car, but it is more than capable doing these long distance road trips on our country's roads. And finally, to get to the beach, we had to turn off the tarmac and drive on a few dirt trails. The redi-Go manages this all fine and makes it to the beach without an issue.
The Redi-Go may be a small city car, but it has a lot going for it when it comes to driving on beaches like this. Firstly, it's front wheel drive, so most of the weight of the car is over the driven wheels, so that means it helps in traction on loose surfaces like sand. Secondly, the car is very light, so when you do get to soft sand, it doesn't get bogged down very easily, it just goes over everything. And thirdly, since it's so light, if you do get stuck, you can just get your buddies to rock it a bit and it'll make its way out of the sand without too much of a problem. When you're driving on sand, there are a couple of things you should keep in mind. The biggest of them is maintaining momentum. It's extremely important that you don't stop on loose sand, otherwise starting will be a problem because that's when your wheels will spin and you'll dig yourself in. So it's essential that you keep momentum over softer sand and make sure you stop only where the sand is properly packed or on a hard surface. Secondly, never accelerate or brake too hard, because if you brake too hard, sand will build up in front of the tires and then you'll get bogged down there again. So yeah, make sure you've got a car like the Redi-Go, which is good enough to drive on beaches, has enough space to carry your equipment, and well, you're ready to go for a day of surfing. So we're here to meet Guido. Guido runs a company called Chinkara Motors. Google them, you'll find out all about them. They build cars, planes, boats, you name it, they've got it. Guido also happens to be a surfer, and he's going to teach me the first steps of how to get onto a surfboard. Hi Guido, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, artist?
Good. Okay, so how do we get started with surfing?
Get your board out and we'll go.
Let's go. Okay, so what are we going to do today?
There is no wind, there are no waves. So what we do, we make you a little more comfortable on the board. So see how you balance, see how it goes.
Okay. Are we going to get wet?
Yes.
Awesome.
Are you ready?
Ready to go.
The wind and the waves weren't in our favor. That means there would be no surfing today, and I'd be just learning the basics. First, you've got to get onto the board, balance, and learn to paddle. Balancing isn't as easy as it looks. The board's slippery and it rocks from side to side, and it's constantly trying to throw you off. But once you've got it, you've got it. The next thing we learned was how to sit up on the board and wait for a wave. This is even trickier than paddling.
Okay, so we've just come back from the sea and I've learned the basics. I've learned how to paddle and learned how to sit up on the board. How did I do?
You did great.
Yeah?
So next time you come, we hopefully have a little bigger waves and then you will learn more.
Hopefully, I'm going to come back when there are bigger waves. Thanks so much,
Great.
Guido.
Not at all, most welcome.
Take care.
Have
All
a
the
good
best.
day.
So that's the second edition of the Ready-to-Go series. We took this little city hatchback out into the open, took it off-roading, brought it onto the beach, and it's done absolutely fine. Giving me a bit of an adventure for this weekend.